Well, good morning, trekkers. Welcome to Laguna Atascosa National Wildlife Refuge. Probably about a half an hour north of Brownsville, 5 miles north of Bayview, and Rio Hondo is that way, about 12 miles. It is Wednesday, December 27th, and it is, let's see what time it is, 7:34 in the morning. Got started not too long ago, right about half past dawn. And we're hoping to make a nice 16 mile loop out of what they call lanes here out in the National Wildlife Refuge. This is a rather large wetland reserve. I'm hoping we're going to be able to see some wildlife today. There was some hunting that went on the past 2 weekends that may have scared the populations a little bit, and there is an awful lot of space for them to hide. So we're hoping for a nice day here. It's about 61 degrees, supposed to get up to about 68, be mostly cloudy. Perfect temperatures for wandering around in a very, very flat and stark landscape. I'm keeping my head on a swivel, looking for any sign of larger animals that are out here. There are deer, nilgai, which is like an antelope. There are feral hogs as well as javelinas, and they could be anywhere in here. They are anywhere in here. There's coyote out here too, and I actually did hear some coyote howling off in the distance out that way, but then it was overshadowed by a passing jetliner. This is a really neat spot in between the lagoon and a little pond. And I'm keeping my head on a swivel here as well, because there's another large animal that makes its home in this refuge, and that is the alligator. And this is a perfect spot for it to be. The sun is not quite up yet, so it's a little cool at 63 degrees. So any little alligators are going to be in the warmth of the water at this point, but you never know. One of the many wind farms you'll find in Texas. You know, no matter how far away from civilization you think you are, you probably aren't. One, two, three raptors on post. Beware, mice, beware. In these woods along here, right in there, that is where the hogs hide. Just kind of waiting for one of them to come out and charge me. Back here, path. Crickets have woken up. Might be able to see some butterflies later on. Hey, we're just past 4¼ miles here. Some kind of a little bird flitting about in the bushes here. Yeah, just past 4¼ miles. And getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, another creature that lives out here. Man-made habitat. Wonder where all these pieces of concrete came from, what their former purpose was. Whew. Well, found a spot where there are almost no mosquitoes. Oh, blessedly so. My legs are pincushions. Guess who's going to have some hydrocortisone on his body later today? Yeah, for sure. Oh, about 6.2 miles in. Just picked this spot to kind of take a little break, stretch out on the tarp. One of these days, you know, you think I'd bring like a pad to sit on or something, or a chair, but I don't know. Doesn't always happen. And this just goes off, it looks like, somewhere. Kind of peters out probably, ends up in a flat. And this is our direction. We continue northish. In about another mile, we will actually have a narrow of the lagoon, and we'll cross across that way. This hasn't been the most eventful hike, and it likely won't be. Things appear to be quiet here at the refuge, except for the birds that are upset that I'm here. And quiet's good. Quiet's just perfectly fine. What might that have been? Turns to wood. Well, just look at that. This is nilgai poop that I know for sure. They are out here. I've seen their tracks, but I have not seen them. And I'd really like to. That'd be pretty cool. They are out there. I know they're out there. I see their path. I'll bet they're right out in that little island. I don't know what any of these plants are really, but the variety of grasses and bushes, shrubs, trees, such that they are, the change from, I guess you'd call it forest, to a prairie, and then to a wetland, and the different kinds of prairie. I mean, look at this as opposed to this. These are feeder stations. They feed the deer and other animals. But it's actually pretty, I won't say stunning, but it's really very interesting. I don't know what I'm looking at for the most part, but this has been really neat. And the hunter lost his earplug. Let's hope they kept their ear. We're closing in on 12 miles. The wind has picked up a little bit from time to time, and that's helped keep the mosquitoes at bay. Not completely gone, but at bay. Found a couple of spots where there were no mosquitoes at some really good intervals, and was able to throw out the tarp, get a little bit horizontal. That really helps a lot. You know, like I said, closing in on 12 miles, and you know, back's tight, legs are tight, hips are tight, but nothing really hurts yet. We've got about 4, maybe 5 miles left to go once we make it to this gate, and I don't know if we cross through that gate. I know we take a right turn. I don't know if the right turn's on the other side or not. It's been a good hike. I came out here hoping to see a little more large animal wildlife, and I have seen none. Seen the expected signs of it. A lot of birds, several insects. Now that the sun has come out, so have the moths and the butterflies. That's been really nice. Most hikes, I'm not able to show you all of the little things that pass me by and I pass by in terms of animals. Birds floating around. Things happen way too quick. You can't get the camera out, you can't get the video running. Had a egret that got really mad at me. I didn't even know it was there. Flew up out of the trees, gronked at me, and turned right around and left. And I tried to get the camera out to get a picture of it or video of it, and no go. Things like that. I had a hawk that came out of nowhere, dove down in the field, grabbed something, maybe missed it, I don't know, flew back out. By the time you get the camera out and start recording, that thing is long gone. And that's why, trekkers, you need to get out to places like this on your own and spend some time. Another mammal that makes its home out here is the bobcat. And the wife and I have actually seen one as it ran across the road as we were driving into this refuge one day. Of course, couldn't take a picture of it, so no one's going to believe us. Even more rare to sight is its distant cousin, the ocelot. Several people a year claim to see an ocelot, but only 1 or 2 are able to get any kind of photographic evidence of that ocelot. Walking along this stretch, it's an actual road, I guess much as you call it road, but it gets used by wildlife refuge personnel, visitors, hunters, and a couple of ranches that are along this road. I believe it kind of dead ends up here, or it takes a very big left turn, and I probably have to go through a gate to get back onto the wildlife refuge trail. It's really kind of a tunnel. There's fences and thickets on both sides. I'm not likely to see much for animal action here. Some animal up there, probably dogs. I'm not looking forward to stray dogs out on this road. We have deer up ahead, and it looks like an armadillo right here. Well, to use a possibly Texan phrase, don't that beat all? The place where I thought it the least likely that I would see any kind of animal life forms is where I've seen the most all day. Armadillo, 2 deer, and you didn't see it, but there was a roadrunner that came right in front of me just before I got to this here gate. Of course you're not going to see a roadrunner, meep meep. Wow, really cool. Taking a short break here at this gate. Changed out the battery in the GoPro, and we'll be heading that direction. And it's an actual proper road, at least for a while, I think. I don't know. Seen cars go down it. They just waved to me a little bit ago. Cars coming the other way as I was walking towards here. I don't know. I saw people now too. There you go. The day's complete. Almost. Almost. My wife and I have been to this alligator pond before. There was substantially more water. We did not see alligators, but we saw all kinds of different birds, and there were several people on this little deck, and all of them were bird people. So they were pointing out to us what the different birds were. That was pretty cool. Don't think we're going to see much here today. Alright, so here we leave the pavement and we follow this trail. I'm expecting mosquitoes. About 4 hours or more ago, it's all the way over there, very close to those wind turbines. This right here, piece of land you see, that is actually an island, Needle Island I think they call it. Oh, 14.5 miles in the books, probably about 2 more to go, maybe a little over, I'm not sure, I guess we'll find out. Feeling pretty good. It's gotten a little warm on this stretch. No alligators, no other animals, lots of nilgai poop, but no nilgai themselves. Yeah, it's just a straight stretch of dirt, and I'm glad it's dry because this would be just absolute muck and mud if if it were raining. Oh, it's gotten kind of warm, the sun up there and the wind's at my back, where I've been going mostly north all day and the wind's been in my face. It was actually a little chilly this morning. Right now it's at my back and doing nothing to cool me off, so every once in a while I stop, turn around and let the wind cool me off and then turn around and head back. But hey, we're just about there. It's really pretty out here, honestly. This is pretty nice. If we're lucky, maybe we'll see some more animals. And if we're not lucky, we still had a really good long hike on a gorgeous South Texas winter day. You can see way out there, 2 brown blobs moving. Probably deer. They could be nilgai, but they're probably deer. Oh, there's 3 of them. Yeah, looking at the tracks in the mud is always interesting. These are definitely either deer or nilgai tracks. I do not know how to tell the difference between them. This, however, I've seen this pacing along. That is a kitty cat. Probably a bobcat. They are just too far away, but those are not deer. I think those are nilgai. Boy, I sure like to see them closer up. The other critter that I've been keeping an eye out for this whole time is a really tiny one that you want to make sure you keep off your legs and off your body, and that is the tick. They are a year-round resident of Texas, particularly southern Texas, as they're probably going to become up north too, the way things are going. So far, no ticks, and in particular, the Lone Star tick carries a disease known as ehrlichiosis. Say that 10 times fast. Yeah, ehrlichiosis is no fun. I can tell you that firsthand. 16 miles in the book. Probably about about a mile to go, maybe. Not quite. I can see the road up ahead. And once I hit the road, it's about a third of a mile to the parking lot.